Hello, everyone. So, kick things off, I'd like to start with thanking John Fox and Rick Ronaldo, two of Mr. Penny's black belts, and then Sensei Penny himself for stepping in as judges for our little in house tournament. We'll also have to thank our black belts, Ethan and Autumn, for being judges. So, those five will be judging all the divisions, and they should have their results in this Saturday. And then I can put it all together and announce the winners. I've already talked to a handful of school owners, going to be reaching out to a few more, and the full tournament amongst multiple schools will start next week as far as registration, once I get everybody on board. Before we get into it, for updates, the first thing is this past weekend I had a lot of people asking not only about the tournament, but the payments, and they were already questions I'd answered in previous updates, so you really got to stay on top of that. Hopefully, you're seeing this one. Because as we get more into spring, summer, assuming this goes that long, I'm going to have a harder and harder time reaching out to people individually to remind them to follow up on things. So you really need to be watching and checking the content, at least a couple times a week. Scroll back down through the Facebook page. It's a wealth of information now. It's got lesson plans and schedules and updates. So just make sure you're staying on top of that, please. Because I don't want anyone not being able to, I don't want anyone falling out of the loop. And it's just going to get really hard with farm work for me to keep chasing people down on an individual basis. So please and thank you. So as you've hopefully already seen, this week's challenge are splits, with a little bit of from my childhood, the Von Damme Bloodsport chair split. So it should be fun. It ties in well with this week's lesson, which are round kicks. We've done it a little differently than before, and I'm excited to see the progress. Round kicks aren't a bad kick for most people anyway, so this will just make them look really sharp. Next update, we're going to try to do white belt testing before this month is out for those of basically all below the orange stripe. So non-partner related stuff, and we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to hopefully have Mr. Penny on board, and I'm talking with a few other schools that have done some virtual testing already, get some tips from them, and if it goes well, then that brings me to the next point, which is regular testing. I did talk to Sensei Campos yesterday, got some ideas from him as far as what we could do. Obviously, you can't test self-defense in sparring, but whether we could find a way so that people orange belt and up could still take their tests. It's going to be a little bit of an experiment. We have to figure out, obviously, how we, it'd just be kata, just techniques, how we grade it, how we do it, so you're still getting the stress of the test. And then we'd have to also make sure somehow that you'd be going back and getting the self-defense, getting the sparring in. So we're working on it. Ideally, all right, fingers crossed, we won't have to worry about it. Okay, the test wasn't scheduled till May, and as long as we could do testing in June, I'd still do regular testing, live on the dojo floor type deal. Obviously, as I have said a couple different points, you need to make sure your kata, your techniques are all locked in, ready to go, test ready by the time we start. So all we have to do for that extra month is work our self-defenses and partner stuff, so there's no delays. Where the virtual testing will come in is if this whole thing the lockdown extends into June, July, or it's also looking ahead in case we do have the risk, and hopefully, knock on wood, this is not an issue, but there is the potential of having to deal with the whole quarantine, social distancing again in the fall. And I don't want people not being able to test at all this year. So this is kind of a backup plan, a contingency in case either an extension now or a reoccurrence in the fall. But at this point, the goal is still regular testing, end of May and June. Again, though, you got to be ready so that no one's getting held back. To assist with that, we're going to start doing more live classes, get back to normal schedule. Part of that is we're going to try to get some new people in. I know people, all of you from school need a PE credit, you can put karate down as a PE credit. And kids can't do their spring sports this year, so this is an opportunity for them to jump in and get their PE credits and just have something fun. And it's free, since I'm not charging anything, as I have, and again, I will reiterate that in a moment. So the schedule, how I'm going to run it, is I'll put the full details below, but I'm actually going to split once a week the beginner and advanced ranks, not the Mighty Monkeys, but the 7 and up. So that way, if we have a bunch of new people, they're not completely lost, and that way I can also work with the yellow belts and up on their test material more easily. So we're going to be doing that. You're still going to have to do videos, but I'll have the full schedule below, and we'll get people back in the swing of things. All right. As far as payments, people are asking. So again, I will state I have suspended all payments. No one is paying me anything until this whole thing, we're back to normal, feet on the floor type deal. Were a few families that, because of issues, were concerned, and this is my way of helping out. If you feel like you really want to contribute, to the school, as I said before, write a review. All right, on the Facebook Dojo Facebook page, on the Google Facebook pages for Hamilton and Cheryl. Those reviews will go a long way to getting new students in the door. It's what it's the main drive now, even more than advertising, is user reviews. The studies have shown are what gets people in the door. That's the first thing new potential students look for. So write down, taking the time to put your opinion about what you like or don't like about the school, the system, the teaching. That would be a huge help. But again, that's only if you want to contribute. It's not mandatory. We're just all trying to keep things going here, and that's why there's no payments. So thank you for those who have insisted that you want to pay something, but this will actually be helpful. The main thing right now, as I said in the video this weekend, titled Stopping, this is about motivation. It's about keeping kids training and active and doing what they have to do so that when we get back to the dojo, everyone's ready to go, and we have lots of kids coming back to the dojo. All right, so I think that's everything for today. So, yeah, miss you guys. Keep working hard. I've got some more one-on-one lessons this week, so it's been nice to see everybody one-on-one and talk with them and laugh with them a little bit. And keep working, keep training, and we'll get through this. All right, get to work.